Everybody, what's happening? It is 10 o'clock and it's Thursday, which means that it is time for real estate, health, and wealth. And wow, the sun is really coming in strong here. Let me move really quick just so you guys can not look like I have this shining light down on my head, although looks pretty cool. All right, everybody. So listen, my name is David Brooke, and thank you so much for joining us for Real Estate, Health, and Wealth. Today, I am going over a really important script, especially we head in towards the holidays. It's how to have conversations with your friends and your family about real estate in a way that makes it sound like you're not really salesy. And I think that's one of the hardest things that we struggle with as real estate salespeople. And that's what's on my license and on your license. If I was to reach in here to take this out, I got my real estate salesperson's license. That's what it says. It says salesperson on it. And the issue is that if you're going to be a salesperson, you need to learn how to make the ask, learn how to close. And that can be very challenging for some people, especially when they want to make sure that they build their business off of those referrals that feel so good. Now, let me take a moment here just to talk about this before we get into the talk track. Now, I've talked to real estate agents for over a decade, and they say that they want to build their business off of sphere of influence and the referrals. They'll say, I don't love to do, meet people off of Zillow, and I don't like to meet people off online. I don't know them. We don't have rapport together. They don't trust me. I don't trust them. And that's okay. I'm going to walk you through a relational equity timeline that you can look at and remind yourself for your clients, and then realize how you can actually probably grow your business if you apply that to your life. Now, where we're actually going to go in the heart of the real estate, health, and wealth session today is how to ask your friends and family for business without being salesy. And I want to encourage you to really take this to heart, download this inside of our real estate, health, and wealth group in Facebook. If you're joining us inside of the Zoom or on the Facebook group, we have these downloads available. So feel free to just go in and download it. I'm going to show you just a quick, almost like a visualization here of what this relational equity timeline looks like. Now, let me show you what this looks like here. In each category here, in order to get to a position where someone probably wants to, make and do business with you at some point, there's a little bit of rapport building and education that needs to happen before you get to that one-on-one convo, eventually the ask, and then the close. And I want to point out something here. There's deposits that need to happen in this position that happen psychologically. They happen psychologically and emotionally. So it's hard to really quantify them. If I was to explain it to you up front in sales, hey, what you're going to do is you're going to deposit, and then you're going to debit later on. Maybe people would understand this a little bit better. And the reason that we like to deal with warm referrals or friends and family, the reason we love to do business there is because they already come with the deposits. And the big issue is I don't want to take away too much from my relationship equity that I already have. Think of the word equity, this flow of relationship equity, as almost like money, almost as money. And if you thought of asking your friends or your family for the business, you may feel like I'm going to do a debit on an account that I don't want to take away from. And so I'm going to show you a little bit today on how to do that. Now, the way that the talk track I've set up, it's designed to get you into building up more education, because likely with your friends and family, you already have rapport with them. You probably already have rapport with your cousins and your aunts and your uncles and everything else like that. You probably have rapport with them, but you might not have education with them. And if you're new in real estate or you've been doing it for a while, they might not see the business and your business the way that you want them to perceive it. I asked in a coaching group earlier this morning, I said, I want you to see the people on the Zoom. I want each person to think of something that they want, and I want someone else to guess the other person's want on the Zoom without ever saying anything. And the reason that that's going to be literally or nearly impossible is because no one knows what you want without you asking for it. And the only way that you're going to do that is first, before you get to an ask, which is a debit, it's going to be a debit on the emotional or relationship equity. You need to actually put some deposits in there. And salespeople and gurus will tell you, oh yeah, this is how you build rapport, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do today, okay? In order to get into that conversation, get name, email, phone, start sending them some things so that you can actually have some business with them. All right, so let's get started. This is the talk track, and you can, again, go inside of Real Estate, Health, and Wealth and download it. This is the talk track for friends and family. And again, super helpful, especially for the holidays as we're coming up. Now, let me tackle the root issues that we want to get after today, and then some of the objectives that we want to handle. So the root issues that we have is we don't want to be salesy, especially to our friends and family. And let me just park here on this word salesy for a second. How can it be that I don't want to be salesy when I hold a license for sales? How can it be that I don't want to be salesy when I hold a license for sales? And the reason is that because we've associated that word salesy with inauthentic. We've associated the word salesy with being inauthentic. I want to use you. I want to reduce our relationship to a transaction, which is the second thing in the root issues that we want to avoid. We don't want to reduce our relationships to transactions. And when people feel like we're reducing the relationship that we have with our aunt or our cousins or our friends or anything like that to just being a transaction, that's an internal thing that we feel, and we don't want them to feel that as well. So we're going to want to work in a way that we're showing them that it's actually valuable and I'm helping them before that they think in their mind, oh, David Brooke just got his real estate license. And of course, he wants me to now buy from him. Of course, David's kid is in first grade and she's got to sell her pies this year. So of course, he wants them to buy the pies. Okay, David just got into some MLM and he wants you to buy the skincare products so that he can level up to his. That's what we don't want to feel like. And so in order to do that, we want to show how we can build into them. Now, what's our objectives as agents? We want them to see our business as we want them to. We want them to see our business as we want them to. Often, we perceive ourselves a certain way, and we expect that other people will view us that same way. Let me give an example for it. We judge other people by their results, and we judge ourselves by our intentions. We judge other people by what they do and their results, but we judge ourselves by our intentions. It's just a natural thing that we do. The same way happens about our business. We have intentions of being great real estate agents. We really want to serve these people, and we want other people to know that, but we don't share it. We don't talk about it. And if we don't talk about it, we can't expect them to feel that same way. So we want to allow them to see our business as we want them to. So this is going to give us that ability. We want to maintain trust with friends and family, which is the basis of every single relationship, business or personal or whatever. Number 3, we don't want them to feel like a transaction or feel obligated to us. And the last one, I'm going to show you how to do this. This is, I want to genuinely enroll them. What does that mean? I'm going to genuinely enroll someone in being a part of my team. I don't mean my real estate team in terms of like what this office is and the agents that come in here. I mean that when someone says the word real estate around that person, that they point them back to me. That's what I mean by enrolling them. Every bit of sales is enrollment. You're constantly enrolling someone to use you as a listing agent. You're constantly enrolling someone to have you be their buyer agent. Now, what we have the hard time with is we don't want to be the one to ask them because it feels like a debit. But I would encourage you today, this is in our morning coaching session, we had this on our morning huddle. You do not have because you do not ask. You have not because you ask not. And I'm going to encourage you today to follow this talk track so that you can get their name, email, phone, address, and begin to send them valuable information that you're going to find here in this Facebook group that I'm going to give you for free. So you can send that to them so that they're going to start to realize, but by the holidays, they're going to be like, wow, Jackie, like you're really for real about real estate. Wow, Char, like you do a lot of business. And it doesn't even mean just sold, just listed. I'm going to give you the stuff that they're going to say, wow, Lisa, like I didn't know so much. You knew so much about the real estate market in wherever area that you're practicing. So watch this and how we kind of walk it through. All right. So our idea is we're having a conversation with someone about something. I don't care what it is, right? It could be about the kids and the soccer or whatever it is, but we want a way to interject about the housing market in a way that's non-confrontational. Okay. Non-confrontational. It's not like, hey, by the way, man, you got anybody who's looking to buy, sell? We ain't going to do any of that stuff. Okay. So here's a couple of lead-ins or conversation starters. Now, why do I call it a talk track and not like a script? Okay. It's just a talk track. You get to pick it. Any of you in, I don't know, my favorite books in middle school were the choose your own ending ones. You got to like, oh, the character goes over here. And like, then you got to like move over to that page. And I'm like, he dies, right? And he goes to the end. You're like, okay, the end. Well, in this one, you get to choose exactly whatever lead in you feel is super comfortable. Okay. So for example, if I was going to, my cousin's house and I wanted to talk about real estate and maybe I'm new in the business or maybe I've been in the business, but I'm like, dude, I just wish that he saw my business the way that like I am in real estate. Like I know his house in Glastonbury and I want him to eventually refer me, but like I don't know the best way to do that. So one of the great ways that I would do that is before I went to their house, I would actually look up some of the properties that were in the area for sale or that recently sold. Why? Because that might be on his way to work. He might see those signs that go up. He might see a property from time to time. So if my friend lived, in Glastonbury and I wanted, I'd probably find something on the way to before he jumped on Route 2. Okay, it's a property that was on Route 2. Hey, did you see the house that went up for sale recently around the corner? Okay, that's an intro. That's not ASCII. It's not like me, like, hey, dude, did you see my new listing? Or here's one that recently sold. Again, local market. That house down the street recently sold. Did you get a chance to see inside? Okay. No, I didn't, man. Here's another one. Here's on rents. Man, the prices of rents are crazy these days. Yeah, prices of rent are crazy. Just a simple lead in. Or have you seen what they're charging for rent these days? Simple lead in. Next one, latest trends. Wow, that update you did in your kitchen, it's really trendy. Super easy one. Or I love your new, whatever you want to put in there, countertops. Buyers love to see that at home. Easy talk track. That's your on-ramp into the conversation. Now, your focus here is to break the ice of the real estate topic with a compliment or something they may find interesting. So they might acknowledge in some sort of way, right? We're not going to get like super particular. They could go any way with it. They could be like, no, I didn't see that house, or thanks, man, I didn't see that. Or yeah, rents are crazy. My next question is going to be, how do you keep an eye on what's happening in your neighborhood with rents or trends? How do you do that? Not do you ends me up in yes or no, a binary place. And if I have a binary place, I can't really move the conversation. Does that make sense? If I say, do you keep up with it? And they're like, no. And then I'm like, well, you should, and you should use me to do that. Like, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't feel natural. But if you say, how do you do it? They're going to be like, I don't, or maybe driving around or online or something like that. It feels natural. Someone's just going to say that. And we lead it in with a little bit further. Okay, if you wanted to find real estate info, where would you usually find it? And someone's probably, going to spot out something that's like pretty typical. I don't know, man, like the news or Zillow or whatever else it is. And then here is where you're going to add in the little tiny piece. Now, I want to break it down right back to here, which is back to the flow of relationship equity, relational equity. Rapport building, you might have rapport with someone because they're your friends or their family members, but not everybody wants to do business with someone just because they're related to them. Okay. Not everyone wants to do business just because you're related to them. I give the example all the time of like, there's people like, what if my friend was like a surgeon, but he was like not a good surgeon? Like I didn't know, but he was like my cousin. I wouldn't be like, yeah, man, definitely take my heart out and replace it just because you're my cousin. Like I might look around for a couple other heart surgeons out there, right? Just because that's a thing. Like if I was investing my money, I might say like, all right, yeah, I know you just started as a financial planner, but like before I give you several $100,000, like, do you know what you're doing? It's just one of those things that just because someone's related to you doesn't mean they're going to use you. Why? Here it is, my friends. If you want to close, which is what you eventually need, you have to flow. You have to go with this flow. It goes from rapport to education. They actually need to be educated by you. And most of your friends and your family, you're like, oh, I educated them because I posted a just sold. Not necessarily, man. I got people who are doing car repairs and stink at car repairs, and they'll be like, look at this great car that I repaired. Like, just because you do the job and you've done it doesn't mean that you're the right fit for them. So you have to educate them as to that. So here's the script. Let's go back to it so I can show you how to work it through, right? So you're on here and you get to the part about where you humanize yourself. You humanize yourself. You make yourself a little bit more easy to have a conversation with. Here's what you're going to say. Let them know you're asking because you're genuinely interested. Hey, I don't know if you know this, but I'm really active in real estate. I'm actually such a nerd about it. That little piece right there is slight self-deprecation. I'm a little bit of a nerd about it. Allows them to be like, ha, that's funny. And allows you to insert exactly a little bit of the passion that you have about this business. I'm always looking at the trends, market trends, whatever it is. You could say I'm looking at, the most popular paint colors if you feel apt to do that. I don't do that. Right. But like you could say, I'm always looking at the latest increase in rents for investors or whatever it is. Would it be okay? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a mini ask. Would it be okay if every once in a while I shared some of the trends or market trends that are happening in real estate? Would it be okay if every once in a while I shared some of the trends or market trends that are happening? It's such a small ask. It's the lowest deposit you can ask for. It's like when your bank says, hey, we're going to connect you with this other bank. So we're going to send like a 2 cent or 3 cent deposit back and forth, or we're going to debit it so we can just see. That's how small it is. If every once in a while I could send you something, like, sure, okay, it's easy. But now we're going to ask them for something that's really small. So here's what we're going to ask. I promise I won't send you useless information. What's the best email address to reach you at? Because I could ask many of you, like, hey, you know your cousin? Yeah, I know my cousin. Okay, what's he do for work? Oh, this is what he does for work. Would you love to sell a house? I would love to sell. Do you have his email address? No, I don't have his email address. So how does he see what you do every day? He knows that you're in real estate, but how does he see that you're good at it? How does he see that you know the market trends and you're sending him stuff that you find in this group all the time? Okay, great. So you get the email address. Here's the email. It's email@email.com. Awesome. Great. So now we asked for the small thing. The small thing is we just want the email address. Then we need to get a little bit bigger from there. And we're testing to see where we can go, how much we have in the account. Great. From time to time, I send out formal invitations to events or my contractor list. Where do you guys live again? Where do you guys live again? Oh, yeah, we live in Glastonbury. Awesome. Yeah. Or what's the address here again? Or, oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Or even if you know where they're at, if you're at their house right then, it's like, hey, I sent out formal invitations. Cool if I send you one from time to time. That's the talk track. I'm going into the direction of, hey, can I get your address? In a way that's really informal of saying it. Cool, they gave you the address. Now what you've got is you can add that person into your database where you can now start to send them things. Not like, hey, what's up from EXP? Happy Christmas. Like not that kind of stuff. Like here's a market update of what's happening. Here's the latest trends of what's going on in the market. Here's something that happened in Glastonbury or whatever town you're in. That's what you can start to send them. You're going into that rapport to education, and now you're building it out. Awesome. So here's the big ask, right? Out of curiosity. This is if you feel you've got this. If someone asked you for a referral to a real estate agent, do you have someone in mind you'd refer? If someone asked you for a referral to a real estate agent, do you have someone in mind you'd refer? If they say yes, great. If they say no, great. Do you see these? Both of these. It doesn't matter what they say. It's either that's awesome or great. That's awesome or great. It doesn't matter what they say. You see, from what I send from time to time, I might specialize in some areas that other realtors don't. This is if they say they've already got somebody. But let's be honest, like I'm certainly not a fit for everyone. By any means, I'm not a fit for everyone. If you call me and you say like, hey man, I'm looking for, a beach property, like I'm probably not your guy. Why? I'm not driving an hour down to the coast every day in order to find a beach house. Even if it's $1 million, I'm probably not your guy. If you said, hey man, I'm probably sticking around the Simsbury area and I'd love to sell my house, I'm like, yeah, I'd love to help you, man. Like that's a great one. So I'm not always a fit, but the same is with their real estate agent that they may refer. They may refer someone who's not really great with working investors, and you're someone who can really work with investors. So in any of this case, all you're saying is, I understand that you've got someone, but I might be also to be of good fit as well. And this is what you're making clear. You're going to make clear what you want. I'm hoping to help, and then you insert it. 40 families, whatever that is for you. I'm hoping to help 40 families buy or sell homes this year. And I appreciate your help in sharing my information if you find what I send helpful. So what that's setting you up for is the ability to earn a referral if what you send is helpful. That's why I'd encourage you guys keep showing up to this group, because we're just going to keep giving you great information that's free to use no matter what brokerage you're a part of, so that you can take it and just send it out to other people and hopefully build your business. But if they say no, here's the great part. If they say no, great, I'd love to earn your referral. What that's doing is that's opening the doorway not for you to immediately ask. You're not saying, great, can I be your agent? You're not debiting again. All you're saying is, I'd love to earn. I'd love to deposit more into your account that hopefully, if you run into someone, they'd share your information. And then you share it again. So you see how this repeats here? Whether they say yes or no, it doesn't matter. The only difference here is, you see what I'm saying from time to time. I specialize in areas that other realtors might not. No problem. That's if they say yes, I already got somebody. But if they say no, it's great. I'd love to earn your referrals. I'm hoping to help 40 families buy or sell homes this year. And I'd appreciate your help in sharing my information if what I send you is helpful, which allows you to just say, great, let me schedule time to figure out what I send out every month. Is that helpful? That's the script, guys. That's the script. And this allows them to either say yes or no, no problem. And now you've got name, email, phone, and address. All right. If they're still engaged in the conversation, think about continuing it based on some of the early combos. You're not like, cool, I got what I want, peace, I'm out. Here's a couple of things that you can get when you download this. What do you think your neighbor's house sold for? Why did it sell for that? Or what do you love most about your neighborhood? Or which company did you use for that update? Or where did you get that trendy item? Those are ways that you can continue the conversation. Now, obviously, we've got a couple of people on here, obviously more in the Facebook group, but if you have questions, I'd love to open it up. Jordan and Jackie, Nicole, Olivia, Shar, Bonnie, Denzel. Shar asks, where do you get the download? The download is right inside the Facebook group. There should be a little files tab over there. The tab usually is opening. Denzel, thanks for sharing that. There it is. You can go over there. There's a link to our Kajabi site. So let me just, make that super easy to see. This is where I keep everything rather than keeping everything super cluttered. It's a really nice, little Kajabi site. You can just put your email address in there. You can subscribe to our email list or not. You sign up for free. And then once you get inside, you can, here, I'll just show you what it looks like inside. Let me jump in. Boom, you already purchased it. Let me just go to the Brooke team Kajabi and I'll get you in there. Here's all, like, we have so many resources for our team, but here's the real estate health and wealth. We also have the NAR settlement course that you can gain free access to as well. So feel free, you can jump in and get that, all of our walkthrough videos. And then here's our real estate health and wealth. If you jump in there, here's the course, scripting for NAR on the buyer side, scripting for sellers, and then the friend and family talk track. That's today. So you can certainly jump in. And then it got a nice little video from me. We also have other, things as well, our boot camp, and then some of our other, so in our boot camp, we've got lots of different topics: setting up for success, be the expert, lead generation, lead nurture, lead conversion. So if you guys have any interest in that, we can certainly share that with you, but that's the best place to get started is in our Kajabi. All right, any other questions that we have here? Jordan, Jackie, Shar, thank you guys for jumping in. Appreciate it. Bonnie, Nicole, Lisa, thanks guys for jumping in here today. Happy to see if you guys have any other topics. We've got a bunch lined up over the next couple of weeks. Appreciate you guys jumping in here, and we will see you next week, Thursday at 10 a.m. Thanks again.
Thank you.